Have you ever felt a deep void after losing someone that once filled every moment? My grandmother passed away a few years ago. I did not expect it to affect me as profoundly as it did. She was old, her health had declined for some time, and logically, I understood that death is a natural part of life. But the reality of her absence created a hole in my life that I still feel. I think about her every day. I see things that remind me of her, like a particular flower or a certain type of cookie. I remember the stories she used to tell me about her life. I recall the way she used to laugh, a warm and comforting sound. I miss her hands, rough from years of work, but always gentle when she touched my face. The house feels empty now. It used to be filled with her presence, her routines, her familiar scent. I miss the small rituals we shared, like drinking tea together in the afternoon. I did not understand how much these little things meant until they were gone. Now I am left with memories and a sense of profound loss. I find it hard to make choices now. I used to rely on her quiet wisdom. I do not know who to turn to for advice. My parents are helpful, but it is not the same. She had a different perspective, a way of seeing things that no one else does. I valued her opinion, even when I did not always agree with it. She gave me confidence. She always believed in me, even when I doubted myself. I took her support for granted when she was alive. Now that she is gone, I understand how important it was. I feel adrift without her. I did not realize how much she had grounded me. Her presence was a quiet reassurance. Now that she is gone, I find myself questioning decisions I never second-guessed before. I find myself wishing I could ask her advice, even about small things. I still instinctively reach for the phone to tell her good news. Then I remember. The silence that follows is a sharp reminder of my loss. I feel like I am navigating the world without my compass. I know time will ease the pain, but I don't think I will ever fully recover from her absence. I realize now that her influence extended far beyond the lessons she taught me. She instilled in me a sense of family, a love of tradition, and a strong work ethic. She was not demonstrative, but she showed her love through actions. She was always there, a steady presence. She provided unwavering support. I try to carry her values forward in my own life. I hope I can be that same kind of influence to others. I want to honor her memory, not just by remembering her, but by living a life that reflects the values she instilled in me. Growing up, my grandmother played a central role in my upbringing. My parents worked long hours, and she often looked after me. I spent countless afternoons at her house. She taught me how to bake, how to knit, and how to garden. These were not just activities. They were bonding experiences that shaped my childhood. The smell of her apple pie still brings back vivid memories of her warm kitchen. The colorful knitted blankets she made adorn every room in my house. The roses she planted in her garden, which I now tend in my own, are constant reminders of her love and care. As I got older, our relationship evolved. She became my confidant, the person I turned to for advice and support. She listened without judgment. She offered wisdom without pressure. She always had a way of making me feel understood, even when I struggled to understand myself. I told her about my teenage crushes, my academic struggles, and my career aspirations. She celebrated my successes and comforted me during my failures. She was a constant presence, a steady anchor in the often turbulent waters of adolescence. I never felt like I needed to hide things from her. She created a space where honesty felt safe and vulnerability felt normal. There were times I messed up. I made poor choices. I hurt people I cared about. I always confessed to her. She never excused my behavior. She helped me understand the consequences of my actions and encouraged me to make amends. She taught me the importance of taking responsibility. I learned valuable lessons about integrity and empathy through those difficult conversations. Our bond deepened over time. We became more than just family. We were true friends. I valued her perspective and trusted her judgment. I respected her advice, even when it was hard to hear. She challenged me to grow. She pushed me to become a better version of myself. She believed in me even when I doubted myself. Her influence shaped me in profound ways. I am grateful for her unwavering love and support. When I went away to college, I made an effort to stay connected. I called her every Sunday. I shared stories about my classes, my friends, and my new experiences. She listened intently. She always had questions, wanting to know every detail of my life. Her interest was genuine, her support unwavering. During school breaks, I always visited her. We would spend hours talking, catching up on each other's lives. These visits became a cherished tradition, a way to reconnect with my roots and recharge my spirit. After college, as I started my career and built my own life, our relationship remained strong. I still called her regularly, sharing updates about my job, my relationships, and my personal growth. She offered guidance, perspective, and unconditional love. She was my biggest cheerleader, always believing in my potential, even when I doubted myself. She was a source of strength. I knew that no matter what challenges I faced, she would always be there for me. I always appreciated her advice. She seemed to have a way of cutting through the noise and getting to the heart of the matter. I often thought about how she managed to juggle so many things while I struggled with just one or two. She always put others first, even when she did not have much to give. I think that is why so many people were drawn to her. She had this special quality that made you feel seen and heard. I relied on her more than I realized, I guess. It didn't occur to me that I needed to start preparing myself for a time when I wouldn't be able to just pick up the phone and call her. I wasn't ready for that change. Her illness progressed slowly. It started with forgetfulness, and then some balance issues. It became harder for her to do the things she always enjoyed. She could no longer tend her garden, or bake her famous cookies. I felt helpless watching her fade. I tried to stay positive during my visits, focusing on the good memories and sharing stories. But I could see the sadness in her eyes. I did my best to make her comfortable. I knew the time we had left was limited. When she got sick, it was a slow decline. At first, it was just minor health issues, easily managed with medication and regular checkups. But over time, her condition worsened. She became frilier, less mobile, and more dependent on others. I visited her as often as I could, helping with her care and spending quality time with her. I read to her, played her favorite music, and simply sat with her, holding her hand. These moments became precious, a way to show my love and gratitude. During her final days, I stayed by her side. I watched as her body weakened. Her spirit remained strong. She spoke of her life with contentment. She shared stories of her childhood, her marriage, and her family. She expressed her love for each of us. I listened intently. I cherished every word. I knew that these would be the last memories I would have of her. I made sure she was comfortable. I adjusted her pillows. I held her hand. The nurses came in regularly to check her vitals and administer medication. I tried to anticipate her needs. I wanted to ease her suffering as much as possible. I talked to her even when she couldn't respond. I told her about my day. I reminded her of happy times. I played her favorite music softly. I felt helpless, but I stayed there. I wanted her to know she was not alone. I told her that I loved her over and over. I knew the end was near. Her breathing became shallow. Her eyes were closed most of the time. Her skin was pale. I prepared myself for the inevitable. I called my family to let them know. We gathered at the hospital. We took turns sitting with her. We waited. The doctor told us it would be soon. We held each other and cried. I felt numb. I could not imagine life without her. The day she passed away was difficult. I felt a profound sense of loss, a deep ache in my heart. I grieved not just for her death, but for all the moments we would no longer share. I missed her laughter, her wisdom, and her unconditional love. The world seemed a little dimmer, a little less vibrant without her presence. In the days and weeks that followed, I struggled to cope with her absence. Her house felt empty, her garden overgrown. The silence was deafening. I missed our phone calls, our visits, and our conversations. I missed her. I felt lost and alone. I spent a lot of time just wandering around her house. I picked up her books and held them. I looked through her photo albums. I touched her clothes in the closet. It was a way to feel close to her, even though she was gone. I knew I needed to do something more constructive with my grief, but I did not know what that should be. I tried to continue my own life, but it was difficult without her support and guidance. Simple things felt overwhelming. Getting out of bed in the morning felt like a chore. I felt like I was going through the motions of living, but not really living. Eventually, I realized I needed to find a purpose again. I needed to do something that would make her proud. I thought about the things she loved and the things she valued. That is when I decided to take care of her garden. She had always loved spending time in it, and it had become overgrown since she passed away. It felt like a good way to honor her memory. I wanted to keep her traditions alive too. Baking and knitting reminded me of her. These activities gave me something to focus on, something to look forward to each day. Over time, I began to find ways to honor her memory. I continued to tend her garden, planting her favorite flowers and nurturing the roses she loved so much. I baked her apple pie, using her recipe and remembering her instructions. I knitted blankets, trying to recreate the warmth and comfort she had always provided. These activities became a way to keep her spirit alive, to feel connected to her even in her absence. I also started to reflect on the lessons she had taught me. She had taught me the importance of family, the value of hard work, and the power of love. She had taught me to be kind, to be compassionate, and to be resilient. These lessons became a guide for my life, a way to navigate the challenges and opportunities that came my way. I began to understand the true depth of her impact on me. I thought about all the times she had supported me, even when I did not deserve it. I remembered her unwavering belief in my potential, even when I doubted myself. Her guidance had helped me become the person I am today. I considered how I could honor her memory. I decided that I would live my life according to the values she had instilled in me. I would strive to be a good person, to make a positive difference in the world, and to cherish the relationships I had with others. I knew that this was the best way to keep her spirit alive. I realized that while she was no longer physically present, her influence remained. Her love had shaped me. Her wisdom had guided me. Her spirit lived on in my heart and in the hearts of all who knew her. The void she left is still there. It is a reminder of the profound impact she had on my life. But it is also a reminder of the love we shared, the memories we created, and the legacy she left behind. I miss her every day, but I am grateful for the time we had together. Her life was a gift, and her memory is a blessing. I think about her all the time. Simple things will bring her to my memory. I might see a flower she liked. I might hear a song we both enjoyed. Sometimes I will just be sitting quietly and she will come to mind. These moments are bittersweet. I feel sad that she is gone. I also feel happy that I had her in my life. I will always cherish the moments we had together. I know she would want me to be happy. I try to honor her memory by living my life to the fullest. It is hard to describe the influence she had on me. She taught me how to be a good person. She taught me the importance of family and friends. She also taught me how to be strong. She always faced challenges with courage and grace. I learned a lot from her example. I hope that I can be as good of a person as she was. I know I will never be exactly like her, but I can try to live by the values she instilled in me. I now try to carry on her values in my own life. I try to be a loving daughter, a supportive friend, and a caring member of my community. I try to emulate her kindness, her compassion, and her resilience. I try to live a life that would make her proud. The pain of loss never fully disappears. It ebbs and flows. Some days are harder than others, but I have learned to find comfort in the memories, in the lessons, and in the love that remains. My grandmother may be gone, but she will never be forgotten. Her spirit lives on, and her influence continues to shape my life in countless ways. It took me a long time to reach that point. For a while after she died, I felt completely lost. I did not know how to navigate the world without her. Every small thing reminded me of her. I would see something in a store that she would have liked. I would hear a song that she used to sing. I would even catch a whiff of her perfume. It was everywhere. These reminders were initially agonizing. They felt like fresh wounds. Eventually, the sharp edges softened. I started to actively remember the good times. I looked at old photos. I reread her letters. I shared stories about her with other family members. Instead of focusing on the sadness of her absence, I began to celebrate her life. This shift in perspective made a huge difference. I realized that while the grief would always be present, it did not have to consume me. I could choose to remember the joy and the love. I now understand that grief is a process. It is not something to be overcome, but something to be integrated. It is a part of who I am, a testament to the love I shared with someone special. I have learned to accept it. I have learned to embrace it. I have learned to find strength and meaning in it. I still miss my grandmother terribly, but I also feel a deep sense of gratitude for the time we had together. She was an extraordinary woman, and I am blessed to have had her in my life. Her love will continue to guide me, her wisdom will continue to inspire me, and her memory will continue to be a source of comfort and strength. I think about her every day. Small things trigger memories. I might see a flower she liked or hear a song she enjoyed. I try to focus on the good times. I try not to dwell on the sadness of her absence. It is difficult, but I know that is what she would have wanted. She always told me to find joy in each day. She encouraged me to appreciate the simple things. I can still hear her voice sometimes. It offers me gentle reminders. I continue to live my life as she encouraged. I pursue my passions. I spend time with loved ones. I offer kindness to others. I try to make a positive impact on the world, even in small ways. I believe this is the best way to honor her memory. I carry her with me in my heart. This helps me navigate the challenges of life. The void may always be there, but it is now filled with love, memories, and gratitude. It is a reminder of the special bond we shared. It is a testament to the enduring power of love.